This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Monday morning. As always, I'm going to shove some politics down your throat. Hell, I might as well. Everybody else is. You can't watch TV when the debate's on. Every channel has a debate on. I mean, can't everybody go to one channel? Hell, I couldn't see cartoons. I couldn't watch anything I wanted to watch. But that's okay. It's election time, people, and that's part of the price you pay to live in this great country, this great United States of America that I love dearly. Now, the greasy, sleazy, ass-wipe, ball-busting, no-count, good-for-nothing, jerk-off, political, parasitical, perverted punks that we call politicians, now that's a different story. And I'm talking about Democrats and Republicans, because I don't give a damn. Here, people, tell you one more time, please don't hold me, the bad guy, against all the good candidates that are running on the Republican ticket. And I can't speak for them, but I don't know if they're all Republicans. I think they're independents. Maybe they have Republican leanings. Maybe some of them have Democratic leanings. But how refreshing is it so you don't have to vote for a Democrat or a Republican? You can vote for an independent who's going to be independent of these sleazy, greasy parties, both parties. I don't want to cast a bad light, and you hear me over and over emphasize, I'm not talking about the rank and file Democrats, a bunch of great, hardworking people. I'm not talking about the rank and file Republicans. I'm talking about these ass-wipe, no-good bastard political parties. The Democratic Party and the Republican Party can both kiss my white, hairy, stinky, red, white, and blue wrinkled ass. I'm tired of this crap, people. If you apathetic people get out there and vote this election, we can make a change. You hear that? Got to make a change. Hell, that's the standard slogan for the last 50 years. We got to have a change this time, people. And not only do we have to change, we have to destroy these son of a bitches. Politically, of course. We can't lever. It's like a vampire. We have to put that political stake in their heart so they never get back up, so they never come back and do what they've done. Democrats and Republicans, organizational people, not the proud rank and file Democrats and Republicans, the vast majority. Let's take over, people. Let's don't let somebody, I'm a Democrat. You got to vote Democrat. Or that ass-wipe, ignorant, stupid, no-count felon, Joanne Reed from Allerton. She's out in Allerton telling everybody, don't vote for those guys, they're Republicans. Well, let me tell you what, you wig-wearing skank. I've given more money to the proud black community than you ever thought about giving. You take from the community. I've given to the black community. You think one time, you idiot, that they asked me, hey, Romanik, I helped bury 2 or 3 children down in East St. Louis. I give $25,000 to feed the hungry, the less fortunate last Christmas. I put fans, 150 fans out there. I donate to churches out of respect and honor of my son. Never one time, you idiot, if they ask, oh, no, I'm not taking your money to help bury my son because you're a Republican. See, you people, get past that crap. This wig-wearing, whoppy, no-count, good-for-nothing, whatever the hell you want to call her, she's got something on her face that if it gets any bigger, she'll have two faces. She'll be Siamese twins, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. Bitch, she's nuts. She's politically insane. This is the same lady that's talking bad about all of our candidates. See, they always talk bad about us because they can't talk good about themselves. They sit there, and there's some truth, but all you got to do, people, is take a little bit of truth, and a good liar can wrap a lot of lie around it to make it sound truthful. And that's what the Democrats do. But you heard about Joanne Reed, this skank. Disrespected and embarrassed everybody in Allerton, everybody in Centerville Township, and they cut a deal with her at the county because she's one of theirs. How many of you good people have been busted for felonies or family or friends and got your record expunged? Here's the analogy. I work at a bank. I steal $1 million. I get my record expunged, and now I can go back to that bank again. That's what this Joanne Reed has done. She's going to disrespect the people of Allerton, Illinois again. She's going to run for mayor, the position she was in when she got convicted and pled out to felonies. But because she's one of their vote getters, same way with James Haywood. He was going to get his record expunged before the election. Now, people, you check, because I exposed it. Now they're going to wait till November the 16th to expunge all his record. He's got 47 some odd counts. But that's what's going on. And you good people, not just below the hill, you good people above the hill. That cancer starts below the hill, not with the proud people below the hill, but with the politicians. And if we don't cure that cancer, it's gonna destroy all of us, all throughout St. Clair County. But here's Joanne Reed. They're Republicans. Well, I ask you proud people, especially the proud black community below the hill, the vast majority of you good, intelligent people, what has the Democratic Party done for you in the last 40, 50 years? You know what they're doing in Cahokia? Joanne Reed and her group? And they've stooped to this level. They've got a headquarters in Cahokia. They're giving out, and I'm telling you, giving out barbecue beef sandwiches for a vote to get their ad. They're going in there, and they're putting their absentee ballots in there, and they're giving them a barbecue sandwich. And how nasty is that? And you proud black community below the hill, they're keeping you on the political plantation. They don't want you to prosper. They don't want you to have a job. That's why nobody, other than the few of those asswipe politicians, has ever got a decent job up in the county, $70,000, $80,000 a year. Now, you can get a $10 an hour job. They'll help you get that. But see, it's your fault, you proud people. You're letting them get away with it. They want to keep you on the plantation. If you get a decent job, you're not going to have to kiss their ass. You're not going to not have to be controlled by them. They don't want that. And you good people keep electing these ignorant son of a bitches. So it's half your fault. You got to get off your asses. You got to vote for a change. Oh, you're a Democrat, all right. Your family's still starving. You're getting inferior education. You're living in inferior housing. But you're still Democrats? I would think after 30, 40, 50 years, you'd be smart enough to think, hey, maybe it's not so much fun. Maybe it's not so prosperous being a Democrat. Don't be a Democrat. Don't be a Republican. Vote for the person that you think's going to do the job for you. That's Carl Officer. That's Roger Cook, Ed Cockrell, Dallas Cook, Gary Carnwell, Laninia Kaysen. Maybe not Bob Romanik, because I am. And I tell you, people, I'm running for state representative. I'm half nuts. These politicians made me half nuts. Well, I can't lie to you. I'm about 2/3 gone. But that's okay. I'll go to Springfield and I'll fight for you. I won't fight for the Democrats. I won't fight for the Republicans. And speaking of Republicans, here's Rauner. Now, I got to give him his credit when it's due, and I give the Democrats credits when it's due. But when they need to be chastised, Democrats and Republicans, you know me, I don't give a damn. Now, Rauner and his group and the Democrats in their group, they can't come up with a budget because there's no money. People are starving out here. Nobody's getting their state bills paid. But Rauner's administration is awarded 1,100 non-union working bonuses. Now, I don't give a damn about union, non-union. And I don't mean I don't give a damn. I mean, I don't have a dog in that fight. I think everybody's got a right to work and do what the hell they want. But more than a thing, I don't give a damn. Let's take non-union out. Rauner's giving his people a raise, and we're starving here in the state of Illinois. But you know why that is? It's election time. And the Democrats are just as bad, if not worse. Performing exceptional work or getting a bonus from Governor Bruce Rauner's administrations. Oh, they'll receive a over $3,000 bonus that will reward between $3 and $4 million. How the hell are you going to do that, Rauner? They received an exceptional rating. Well, we're exceptionally poor down here in Southern Illinois, you idiot. We're exceptionally poor. Do you understand that? But you give your workers $100,000 plus workers, because all those jobs in Springfield pay $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 plus pension, plus benefits, plus whatever else. Unbelievable, people. It says the bonus payments are being made even though Illinois is delaying payments to many organizations, schools, vendors, because of the traditional fall slowdown in tax collection. Well, let me tell you another thing, people. If you vote for Bob Romanik in the 114th Legislative District, I will put a bullet in my head, and I don't lie. I will put not a political bullet, I'll pull a bullet in my head when I go up there and Madigan says, we all got to vote for this 67% tax increase. Remember, they dropped it till after the election, but Rauner is touting it. If LaToya Greenwood gets elected, your taxes are going to go up, up, and up. I don't give a damn. She's black, I'm white. You're going to have a lot of green out of your pocket. Think about it, people. Democrats and Republicans. Here's a Republican, Rauner, giving bonuses. Everybody else is starving, but they're giving bonuses. Think about it, both Democrats and Republicans. Let's get past all this crap. Oh, and then, oh boy, then you have the candidates for state representative in other districts. And I got to say, Dwight K. kind of took a page out of my playbook. Dwight K's now saying, and I like Dwight K. I think he's a nice guy. He's saying in his little editorial piece, it's a part-time job. We shouldn't get benefits, shouldn't. Everybody's saying, I've said that 3 years ago. And let me remind you, when I give that money to bury the poor children down in East St. Louis, or to give it for Christmas for children to eat, that was out of honor my son. I never asked for a vote. I don't want to vote because of that. I want to vote because you people know I'll go to Springfield and I won't kiss either side's ass. And I won't kiss your ass. But I'll represent you. I'll listen to you. I'll respect you. I'll fight the fight. And if nothing else, you'll see a change in Springfield, because I am half nuts. And if you people want to change, you got to start with a crazy son of a bitch like me. Somebody that doesn't give a damn. Somebody that doesn't need their money. Somebody that's going to fight the fight because it's the right thing to do. That's what we have to do, people. We have to get this under control, so all you people have been beat down. That's what they want to do. They want to beat you down so you won't come out and vote. And then my buddy Dwight K. said that, and his opponent, Katie Stewart. You saw all the ads on TV, not the bad ones about me. And by the way, Madigan has spent $750,000 trying to beat me for state representative. You know what that means? That no good, greasy, old, crackety son of a bitch. And I'll call him that from the House floor. Of course, if Rauner gives me crap and doesn't do what we need done down here in the 114th Legislative District, I'll say the same to that son of a bitch, because I don't care. But now this Katie Stewart, she is not beholden to the Democratic Party. She's not beholden to Madigan. What a lion's no good son of a bitch she is, too. You see all those ads, positive and negative on her. They all come from Madigan's money. And she's got the audacity to say that she's not controlled by Madigan? I'll find that paper somewhere. I know I got it. Hold on a minute. This pisses me off. I can never find nothing Never find nothing that I need. But I'll tell you, well, hell, I'll find it. I'll find it during, bro, here it is. Here it is right here. What an idiot I am. You know, it's right in front of my face. Kay Stewart race attracts big money interest from both parties. And here's what this lady says. I have no tie to Mr. Madigan. How the hell can you lie like that, Katie Stewart, as I'm running as a Democrat and the Democratic Party supports my campaign? The Democratic Party is that asswipe, no good son of a bitch, Mike Madigan. He's been in office 40 years. He's been taking for Chicago. In Southern Illinois, gets nothing. But here's what Dwight Kay said. Now, state government was never meant to be a full-time position. I said that 5 years ago, Dwight. It was meant to be citizen legislation position, which means you don't depend on your salary, your pension, your benefits, or any other perk. It's meant to be a part-time job. And I'll say that from the House floor, and I'll demand every one of those son of a bitches take half salary, no pensions. We don't even give those ass wipes up their pensions. Hell, we don't need pensions. We need somebody to go up there and shake up that whole pot of bastards, political bastards, both Democrat and Republican. But they're spending millions of dollars. You heard me Friday. Pfizer, the Democrat, has got $1 million from Madigan. It was reported. So what's Rauner do? He gives Babcock in the 111th district, gives him $1 million. And they say they're not obligated. I haven't taken a penny from anybody. And you guys ought to vote for me just because of all the crap they're putting on TV about me. And I want to thank my political enemies, because my ratings have went to the roof, because people who didn't know me are seeing that in the paper that they must think I'm Al Capone. So they Google me. They start listening to the radio station. They call me up and tell me how much they like the show. So thank you guys. And you can't hurt me. Words never hurt me. Pain never hurt me. So you guys come at me all you want. But you good people. They try to, Bob Romanik, everybody, Carl Officer shook Bob Romanik's hand, so he's a bad candidate. Well, what about all the Democrats? Blagojevich and all of them? Sprague, Kern, they all had their pictures taken, but, that's okay. That's their bad guys. Don't let these son of a bitches okey-fadoke you good people. But it just pisses me off. That these hypocritical son of a bitches on both sides, there is so much money being spent. Madigan, you hear me, people? There's been 12, 15 hit pieces out on me. I want to know, how many times can you call Bob Romanik a no good, rotten, good for nothing son of a bitch? How many languages? Hell, are you putting it in all the languages? You can't make me any uglier than I am, you stupid son of a bitches. You're wasting your money. You people understand that. At election time, you understand what's going on. They're going to put negative ads out. Then they're going to put their positive ads out. Then we're supposed to put our positive ads out and our negative ads out. See, we don't have the money they have, because they get it from their constituents. They get it from the people that work for them. They don't get it. They demand it. I don't think money's going to buy this election. Two of my good friends. No, they're not my friends. I hate these two son of a bitches sitting across from me, so give them a vote. I guess, hey, I'm disavowing Carl Officer, Roger Cook. I think they're no good son of a bitches. Now, will that make you people vote for them? They're not associated with me. And a good friend of mine who's not running, the ex-mayor of Centerville, the Honorable Riley Owens. They'll be in to talk with me here momentarily. They just walked in. But people, do you not understand what I'm telling you? It's big money. It's not about politics. Do you think these state representatives that make $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year, that's a lot of money? Why do you think Madigan is spending $1 million to beat me, $1 million to beat some of these other candidates? It's not about the election. It's about the big money afterwards. All these state representatives, LaToya Greenwood is obligated to Madigan now probably for $1 million when it's all over. You think she's going to vote for anything other than what Madigan tells her to vote for? Bob Romanik may vote for him if it's good for the 114th legislative district, but as I give him a vote, I'll say, you're still a greasy, sleazy, no good son of a bitchin' thieving politician. And if Rauner doesn't do what we need done in the 114th legislative district, I'll give him the same crap. Because, see, I want to represent you people. That's what's wrong. I'm not politically correct. I'm politically insane, and I do not give a damn. Then you got the News Democrat. It says, vote the least flawed for county chairman. Now, that's the News Democrat. That piece of crap. They're going to tell them, hey, well, we're reading the most flawed the least of the flawed newspapers. No, we're reading the only newspaper, the Belleville News Slimocrat, and you guys have been flawed from day one. That's a pot calling the kettle black. But they're saying Roger Cook, who was the governor, governed Belleville for 4 years till Kern beat him. Beat him. What do they mean by beat him? Did you beat? I better not go there. Never mind. Let's forget. Let's take that part out. But here's a News Democrat talking about the best candidate. And see, I understand my race. I'm the lesser of the two evils, and that ain't saying a whole lot. But the Republicans couldn't and wouldn't run a candidate. That's why the Freedom Coalition got out there, to give you good people a chance and give you a choice. See, we're not obligated to the Democratic Party. We're not obligated to the Republican Party. We're obligated. Well, I shouldn't talk for my other people on the ballot. I'm not obligated for anybody but the people that put me in office. And that's the way it should be. Hell with these party politics. We're going to come back. We're going to get with Carl Officer and Riley Owens. But I got to say, you good people of East St. Louis, listen to me. This law office for environmental legal litigation. Jesus Christ, wait a minute here. Law Office for Environmental Litigation Group, PC. That's the group with this no good son of a bitch, Gregory Cade. They're out of Birmingham. These are the lawyers, people. Now understand me in East St. Louis. You're going to need a pen and a pencil to put all this crap down. They're the ones that are representing the people that got cancer on this Monsanto situation. They're representing the good people of East St. Louis. Now, there's going to be a little settlement. But in my opinion, you good people in East St. Louis got screwed. You could have got 10, 20, 30 times as much. And you know why I know that? Because now this same group that was fighting for you, and you know who was fighting against you? Bob Sprague. This same group out of Alabama who were fighting with you, the Law Office of Environmental Litigation Group, PC, representing you people, and say you're getting a good deal on this settlement. I personally do not believe that. I personally believe you're getting screwed out of millions and millions and millions of dollars, because guess what? In my hand, I have the judicial endorsement of the judicial candidates, and then these guys, the guys that represented you against Sprague, they're endorsing Sprague's ticket. I've got it in my hand, people. They sent it out, and they sent it out in the letter. This is the most egregious part. They sent it out in the letter saying that you guys are going to get some money. And oh, by the way, we're endorsing Mark Kern, LaToya Greenwood, Patty Sprague. The lawyers that represent you people that say you got a good deal in this settlement are supporting Bob Sprague, the person, Bob Sprague, who tried to get you nothing. You hear me? Tried to get you nothing down in East St. Louis. That's the same Bob Sprague that you guys are going to vote for. His ticket, you better understand that you just got okey-fadoke. Now, anybody that don't understand, just call me, please. Or somebody that does understand, call me, and you can cuss these son of a bitches out, too. One last time, people. Everybody down there in East St. Louis is suffering from cancer because of Monsanto. This law group is representing all these people, all the proud blacks that are suffering. Now, they send a letter, hey, we're going to get you a settlement, and I believe they're going to I believe personally they're going to cost you good people millions and millions and millions of dollars. And in that letter that I believe they're going to screw you, they say you're going to get some money. And oh, by the way, we endorse Bob Sprague's candidates for county office. Now, do you understand the hypocrisy? I think that's criminal, people. I think everybody that's down there that's got a lawsuit ought to fire this group and sue them and get some good attorneys. Do you think you got all the money that's due you when these guys, your lawyers, are in bed with the Spragues in the Democratic Party? I have it in my hand, people. I would not be telling you this. I would not be telling you this. But the group that's representing you is endorsing Sprague, the same Bob Sprague that fought to get you nothing. You don't think they got in a back room? You don't think they got in a back room and cut a deal? I think they did. I don't know. But I personally think that's what happened. And you good people that are suffering for cancer, your family, your friends, you're going to get sold out by Bob Sprague. Bob Sprague, they want you to vote for Bob Sprague and Patty Sprague and LaToya Greenwood and Mark Kern. And they're the same group that's supported and endorsed by Bob Sprague, who's trying to get you guys nothing. He said in the paper, they don't deserve anything. And you can get that right out of the paper. This is Bob Sprague. So they talk about guilt by association. You guys shouldn't vote for any Democrat because Bob Sprague is the one funding it. I hope you understand. I hope you understand what's going on, people. You guys are getting screwed, not just below the hill, above the hill. And it's not just Democrats, it's Republicans. It's the politicians that are screwing all of us. Let's take politics out and bring public servants in, people that are going to do for the community. I'm doing it for the love of my community, the love of my country, not the love of your money. Carl Officer the same way. Think about it, people. You've got about 2 weeks to make your decision. But how asinine, how egregious is this, that the people that represent you on these cancer cases and Bob Sprague, who fought against all you people, said you didn't deserve a penny. Now your attorneys are endorsing his candidates. Do you think you're getting a fair shake, people? I don't think so. And you people are intelligent enough not to think so. And I got to say on a side note, and I love this gentleman, Aim Quito. Loved him like a brother. We were involved in the same situation that made us both convicted felons. But I remember back in the day that the Democratic organization, Sprague, Kern, they took hundreds of thousands of dollars from Aim Quito. You never hear that. I was there. I witnessed it. But see, it's do as I do. Do as I say, not as I do. They took money from felons. They take votes from Charlie Powell, felons. They take money from Rich Soje, a 5-time strip club owner. How hypocritical can these son of a bitches be? And the problem is, people, they think that you're stupid and you don't understand what's going on. But I would suggest anybody that has this law firm representing you, take a second look, because they're telling you in the same letter, you're going to get some money, and it's going to be a lot of money. No, it's not going to be probably a tenth of what you deserve and your family deserves for getting cancer, and it wasn't your fault. But in that same letter, they say vote for Bob Sprague's people. You know, the Bob Sprague that tried to get you nothing, that said in the paper that those people out there did not deserve anything. You people aren't getting a fair shake in this. You're not getting a fair shake with your elected officials. It's about time we understand what's going on. It's about time, and the time is November the 8th. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. People, now you guys know I'm nuts. That's okay. You know what? I've got a good education. I don't talk about that. I've been in trouble before, I think, like we all have. I do talk about that. But all I need to be is a human being with some common sense to go to Springfield and do what you people tell me to do. You don't have to be a brain surgeon. You know, these son of a bitches want to play the game. And then you talk about Democrats and Republicans. Barb Viviano, She's one of the elitist O'Fallon Republicans. Now, she's not the mainstream rank and file. She's one of the precious few. She's concerned about me giving money to the New Vision people in East St. Louis. The New Vision people in East St. Louis. You know, politics and winning an election is about adding support, not subtracting. See, these couple stupid, Doug Jameson, Barb Viviano, Mary Turdman, these ignorant people, they didn't want any Democratic support. We've got a lot of independent Democrats below the hill, the New Vision Democrats. They're Democrats. They have the Democratic leanings, but they got tired of the corruption in the Democratic Party, the true Democratic Party, the party that left them. See, I was a Democrat at one time. The party left me. I couldn't go for the corruption. I couldn't go for all the crap going on. So I said, hell, I'm not going to be a politician. I'm going to be independent. But now Barb Viviano, she's worried about me giving them money. We're supporting anybody financially who's supporting us, the independent people of St. Clair County. You know, you old wrinkled skanky idiot, don't worry. Do you not worry about how I spend my money, Barb Viviano, and I won't worry about how you spend yours. By the way, Barb Viviano from O'Fallon, and I don't want to cast a bad light on all the good people of O'Fallon. You guys ought to run that witch out of town on a rail. May I ask, how much do you pay your husband to have sex with you? I don't think you got enough money, honey. I don't think you got enough money for anyone to have sex with the stanky, old, nasty ass, good-for-nothing lady such as yourself. So, Barb Viviano, see, these people, they don't want to get the Republican ticket elected. They're just haters, people. And I tell you what, Barb Viviano, I would rather, and I don't mean politically, of course, I would rather somebody put a bullet, if they would say, Romanik, you either have to have sex with that lady or I'm cutting your head off. I'd go to the kitchen and get a knife. I swear to God, I'd go to the kitchen and get a knife. Speaking of knives, and I'm sure he's performed some autopsies, been involved. Our good friend just walked in, and don't hold the craziness that I put on. Don't hold that against this man. He's an honorable man, mother and father, honorable people, grandfather, grandmother, helped out the community of East St. Louis and all throughout St. Clair County for about 100 years. My good friend, Carl E. Officer. Mayor, how the hell you doing?
Good morning, Bob. How you doing, buddy?
Well, not real good, but go ahead.
You sound great this morning.
Yeah, well, you must have a hearing problem, but go ahead. What's going on in your world, Mayor?
Well, you know, I saw that letter that you just referenced from the attorneys. Saturday afternoon, I'm at a funeral in Centerville, and really in Cahokia. And a lady came up to me, a former educator, retired school teacher, and her mother and her family had been involved in that lawsuit there with Monsanto. And she was just absolutely overwhelmed and appalled. I'm trying to conduct a funeral for a friend of mine's wife, and she must have been calling me for about 10 minutes. I think that's just absolutely atrocious. It's really in poor taste.
No, it's illegal in my opinion, but go ahead, Mayor.
But when you can play upon the fears, I have several of my friends that I have buried their mothers and uncles and fathers who were a part of that lawsuit. Their families now is in the process of receiving the settlement. And I agree with you. I think they're getting far too less money. They could have been getting more money, but the attorneys are going to get the lion's share of this money in this class action lawsuit. But to tell them to infer that their money is tied to the election. And this lady told me, she says, Carl, they can't tell me how to vote. I'm going to vote for you. And it has nothing to do with my mother's money. And I said, you're absolutely right. Said, but it is kind of poor. And I told her I would come this morning to address it on the radio. So I just want people who are involved in East St. Louis and in the Cahokia, Centerville area in this lawsuit, Monsanto, vote your conscience. You're going to get that check, however small it may be. It has nothing to do with how you vote on November the 8th. Don't let these lawyers lie to you and tell you. They stopped short of saying that in the letter.
Well, sure
but
they did.
Because they knew they would they would lose their license if they did some mess like that. But I want to just say one other thing. Well, really two other things. One, I believe as strongly as I'm sitting here talking to you now, Bob, we need all of our supporters from whatever part of the county they may be in. We cannot take this election for granted. We have to have you come out and vote either before the election or on election day from every part, from Summerfield to New Athens to Freeburg to New Athens, Belleville, East St. Louis, Allerton, Brooklyn. This is a do-or-die fight. I have seen the money coming into the community, particularly East St. Louis, over the weekend. They're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to try to defeat you and I, particularly, and Roger, and the rest of the ticket. But I don't believe it's going to be successful, because I do believe that the majority of the people know the difference between right and wrong. They know who has really been representing them, and they believe that they get an opportunity to have fair and open government, at least as fair and open as it has ever been, their opportunity with the Freedom Coalition. And I want to thank you again for really kind of talking me into it. I'll be glad though when the election's over. I'm sick and tired of people coming up to me with silly mess. The hustlers, everybody wants a couple of $1,000s for this. You know, if you want to be for me, be for me. I'm not going to pay you a couple of $1,000s to be for me. That's not the way I operate. I didn't operate like that as mayor. Certainly not going to do it as your next St. Clair County coroner. But I want to give this last thought. If you're concerned about how your loved one and your family moves forward, the St. Clair County coroner is the one that determines the cause of death. So when you start talking about fighting an insurance company, you want to start talking about going into a lawsuit situation, you want to start talking about dealing with the legal side of it, it's important to have someone like me, an independent, someone who knows about death from one end to the other, to be certifying your death certificate. I'm the only person that has done 3,000 autopsies. I'm the only person that understands, that has had an insurance license to write insurance policies for any insurance company you can think of, from Allstate to State Farm. I'm the only one who can go to an insurance company and fight for you. It's not part of the coroner's job, but it's something I do every day for all of my clients. And I want to tell you, you don't want someone who will sell out to a political party and not protect you and the benefits that are due you and your family. I ask for your support, and I pledge I will give you the best service you can possibly have as a St. Clair County coroner. Gotta go, Bob.
Okay, Mayor, thank you very much. And by the way, Mayor, I'm glad you reminded me. Tomorrow and all through this week, the mayor officer will be on Wednesday. Tomorrow, Roger Cook will be on. We've got questions to ask him that people have called. It'll be the whole show about Roger Cook, what he's going to do, his philosophy. We're going to take calls. We're going to do the same to Carl Officer on Wednesday, and we're going to fill out the whole slate at the end of the week and the start of the next week. So tomorrow, Roger Cook will be here the entire hour to answer your questions, to answer our questions, and to let you know what his philosophy is going to be. And I have to say, in passing on what Carl just said, what has happened in this great country of ours? How shameful is it? These politicians hold back the black people below the hill, that they get so desperate that they have to sell their vote for something to eat. What does this country come to when we the people, the masses, white, black, Democrats, Republican, men and women, when we're selling our vote for something to fill our bellies? I remember back in the Roosevelt homes, the same thing. We had to grapple. We had to beg to get something to eat. And that's what the proud people below the hill are having to do. And then you put these rotten bastards in office. It's the plantation Negroes, the proud black community. Understand, it's the plantation Negroes that sell you out. Their family and friends have jobs. But the vast majority of the hardworking, decent people below the hill in East St. Louis have nothing. And these politicians have made them so desperate that they sell their vote for a barbecue sandwich. If it wasn't so pathetic, it would be funny. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom. Insane broadcasting at its finest, also radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. It is an honor and a privilege at this time because I honor everyone that supports our heroic veterans, our heroic military. I love my great country, and I love it because of the opportunities that it gives me. And it only gives me these opportunities because of our proud, heroic veterans, past, present, and future. And I want to salute you guys today, and women today and every day. With me today, Angela Lowe. She's the advisory council member for the National Women's Veterans Associations of America. Angela, how the heck you doing, honey?
I'm fine. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Can you tell us a little bit about your organization?
First of all, the National Women's Veterans Association was established in 2012 by our founder, Tara Jones. She's a Navy veteran that was a petty officer, and she was a second class E5. That's a Staff Sergeant Army equivalent. And the National Women's Veterans Association achievements is the California, we're trying to have established the California proclamation to make June 12th the Women's Veterans Day.
Angela, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sure,
and I don't want to be politically incorrect, but I would ask, and it just hit me. I love our brave military heroes, and I never distinguish between men and women because they're all brave military heroes. Just like I never distinguish between our first responders, policemen, firefighters, police officers. I'm sorry, men or women. I would just ask, why would you guys want a Women's Veterans Day? Why don't we just have one Veterans Day to honor every veteran, man and woman, black and white? See, that's the problem. Everybody wants to get their own little groups, and we're all getting divided. And this is just Bob Romanik. And again, I respect and love the veterans, but I think we don't have a Women's Veterans Day or a Man's Veterans Day. We just have a Veterans Day. Don't you think?
Well, I think because the women have not been recognized for all the service that they have done throughout the whole entire lifetime of the military. First of all, we also have someone else on the line. We have Dawn Murphy, who's actually on the line as well. Dawn,
okay, Dawn, go ahead, on? Dawn. Are you there, Dawn?
How are you guys today? I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Tell us a little bit more about your organization, Dawn.
All right. So the National Women's Veterans Association was established in 2012, and our goal is to advocate for and service the women veterans population. To be more specific to your question, women have historically participated in the military service or wars all the way since the beginning of our country, going back to the Revolutionary War and so forth. Unfortunately, those stories have largely been left out of the narrative. For example, we have the Long Been veterans, who are 60 women who were the first women boots on the ground in the middle of Vietnam, and they weren't given any weapons to defend themselves. So when the Vietnamese tried to overtake their post, their garrison, they were given bats only. They were told, we can't give you weapons. He said, and so they had to defend themselves solely with bats. And that's, that's an encouraging story because the women did successfully defend themselves. But also, too, that's a story that, young girls and women need to hear. And these women are getting older, and, we need to capture their stories as well as men's, for posterity.
Yeah, Don, we got to cut you a little short, but how can anybody get a hold of your group? Telephone number, website? Are you guys looking for donations or just moral support? What are you looking for?
Well, I can give you a couple ways to link up with us. The first one is our Facebook social media page. That is https facebook.com/pages/national-women-veterans-association-of-America. The second place you can reach us is that Angela has set up a Gmail account to contact you guys if you want to hear more about the docudrama, which we're trying to solicit women military veterans to come tell their stories, and we're going to download them on our website that will be launched by the end of the year. And Angela, if I recall can you give the site, please?
It's www.heysisterlistenup@gmail.com.
Okay. Well, listen, Angela, Dawn, we wish you the best with the National Women's Veterans Association of America. I know you guys are just getting this off the ground. We sincerely wish you and all the veterans, men and women, black and white, even Democrats and Republicans, we wish you all the best. Farm these groups, but at the end of the day, let's all have these groups in our subculture. Let's just all be Americans at the end of the day. And I got to say in passing, got a lot of callers. Bar Viviano. We've had some callers. One, $500,000 is what it takes to have sex with this gentleman because he knows you and he thinks you're a stinky skank too. So Bar Viviano from O'Fallon, Illinois, you are KQQZ's and KZQZ's Skank of the Month. Thank you very much. What an honor to have, and I'm sure you'll get it again. This is Bob Romanik. Not only the Grim Reaper of radio, but the craziest son of a bitch on the radio. And you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Come on back tomorrow. Roger Cook will be our guest for the entire hour. You can call, you can ask questions about his vision as your St. Clair County Board Chairman. Carl Officer will be on Wednesday. Hopefully Ed Cockrell on Thursday. We're going through all the candidates, and I would say our opponents, you are welcome to come on any time because we do believe in the First Amendment. But in the meantime, people, let's think about this election. Think about all the corruption that's going on. We need a change. Bob Romanik and the Freedom Coalition is about change. Give us a chance. We don't do what you want us to do. Throw our lame asses out of office, but don't wait 40 years like you have in the past. So let's continue to unite, to expose these rotten, political, parasitical, perverted punks that we call politicians. And at the end of the day, do what's good for us, our families, our community, our state, our country. Let's destroy these perverted punks. Politically, of course, right here on the dark side.